Hello everyone, welcome to Harry Potter 5 for the PC. So timer will start when I confirm the changes, so I'll do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So this game marks the of the games or the previous games in Harry Potter. This game came out in 2007 and it came out around the time Wii was getting very popular. So the first thing that you'll notice is that you can actually gesture the wand using the joystick. But the way that the developers intended it was using Wiimote.
At least I don't cry in my sleep.
This game is notorious for having really weird animations. Very difficult movement if you're on keyboard, and slightly difficult if you're on a controller.
What are you doing? I'm not doing anything.
Uh,
Oh no.
So the first thing here we'll do, the game will ask us to take the wand out, but we can actually just move the joystick. And that will pretty much just cast Expecto Patronum. Another thing that you notice is that this game has plenty of cutscenes, some of which are, or actually the cutscenes are not skippable. But there are certain dialogues that we can skip. The first one is the dialogue right after this cutscene.
Danger to the wizarding community. It was self-defense.
So, like most of the other Harry Potter games, this game has
Once he got his packing done.
a lot of versions.
See you later, Harry.
Yeah.
on
Thanks, Tonks.
plenty of consoles. The PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, and
What have you been doing?
PC
I've been doing
versions
nothing.
are
You've had
all
the fun
mostly
here
the
at
same.
headquarters of the Order.
It's not
With
that exciting.
few differences.
Mostly we've been doing cleaning for
The
Mum.
frame rate is
Mrs. Weasley's very
more
keen
stable
on
slash
cleaning.
smooth
Could you
on
give me
console,
a hand? I have to move all the stuff in this room
whereas
against that wall,
on
so Mum can clean
PC
the floor.
it's
It's
still
okay,
30.
Harry. You're not at the
Actually, the game
Dursleys
says
now.
60, I
You're allowed to
believe,
use magic.
but it's actually
I recommend
30, and
using
it's kind of
Accio and
choppy,
Depulso.
or it feels choppy
Handy, but I've not learnt
compared
those
to
spells yet.
console.
Just copy me.
Also, on
Let's
PC you
practice
can skip
Accio
more
first.
dialogue.
I'll use that chair
than
to show
on
you
console.
how. First, you need to aim at the chair.
So first
Then
we're gonna
move your
learn most of the
wand
spells
like
that we
this. Then
learned
say, Accio.
in the previous years.
Accio.
And this part is fairly simple.
Accio. That's it.
However, after the tutorial, where you have to
Now just show
push
Ginny.
all the
All you have
furniture
do is
to
aim,
the other side of
move
the
your wand
room,
like this and say, Depulso.
Ginny can be either very helpful or
Depulso.
not helpful at all, depending on the order of furniture that you push.
Casting some magic for a change.
So what I'll do is that I'll push
So, we need to move everything from over here.
two pieces of furniture in front of me, and then do the counter all the way to the left. So that way, Jin won't get very confused. Actually, that was pretty bad, but we'll manage. Let's see here. Okay, that's not very good. Fun. So yeah, this part can take a real long time depending how well you do on it.
Thanks. That
Generally,
might stop
if you
Mum
finish
moaning for 5 minutes.
under
Have you
3
seen Ron
minutes
or
40 seconds,
Hermione?
it's pretty
Mum
good.
gave us all
but,
things to do. They're about somewhere.
I
Let's
fucked up.
find them.
See you, Ginny.
How was your summer?
I bet your summer's been better than mine. Stuck at the Dursleys.
Dumbledore made us swear not to write. He seemed to think it best. He was really angry when he heard about the Dementors.
If I hadn't been stuck at the Dursleys, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Molly drafted you into domestic duties too, Hermione?
I'm fixing these.
Then we'll give you a hand. Reparo is the spell for this job. Here, Just watch me. Aim at the thing that's broken. Then you move your wand
So this
like
spell
this
can be a bit
and
tricky
say,
because for some reason
"Reparo."
the game drops if some of your inputs.
Reparo.
So the rotation has to be kind of very specific and at a certain speed, otherwise the game will be very confused.
Better in no time.
It's worth mentioning that spellcasting is more convenient on keyboard, and it works most of the time. However, movement on a keyboard is very unstable. The reason movement is very weird is that because for whatever reason, EA decided to do the movement in respect to the camera instead of in respect to the player.
Lucky Lupin taught you
And
Expecto Patronum.
the game changes
Yeah,
camera
that's me, lucky.
in a lot of
Lucky I'm gonna get
instances,
expelled
and
from
most of the
Hogwarts
time
for
they're
stopping a
unpredictable,
Dementor from kissing me.
You'll be back at Hogwarts.
and
soon
so
enough.
you end
Not
up
with the time
having
it's taken me to
difficulties
pack, we won't.
moving.
Then let us give you a
It's kind of like Harry is a car and you have to steer him.
The lifting spell. Watch closely. Aim your wand at the clothes and then move it like this.
Oh yeah,
Wingardium Leviosa.
another
Now
thing,
they're in the air, we can move the
this
clothes
game
around
was
like
able
this.
to license
Drop
a
the
lot of
clothes
things
in the
from
trunk.
the
Just break the
from the
spell.
Harry Potter universe,
Wingardium
namely
Leviosa!
the actors and the music. So
That's it.
we actually
We'll
have
soon
a
have this done.
variation of Hedwig's theme
Great. Keep practicing.
for the first time in an HP game.
That's it. We'll soon have this done.
And you have a few of the voice actors who are the same as the actors, but it's I guess it's less cringy than the previous games in terms of voice acting, since the Harry Potter games are famous for that.
Thanks. I don't know how stuff gets that spread out.
It's slightly better.
Wingardium Leviosa. Useful
say.
for moving things around and for keeping Ron's socks at arm's length.
Hermione's
It's
been reading
weird.
up.
So
She says they can't expel you.
Yeah.
actually here
What were
we
the
have
Dementors doing there
we might
anyway?
have something
That
very
is
funny
a very
with a
good
glitch. Okay, so depending on how you skip here, Hermione can get very stuck. We got lucky she didn't get too stuck,
Good evening.
Everyone's
but
expecting
it still
me. They're
worked
through
out.
here.
It's Dumbledore.
You think what I'm thinking?
So when you change to controller,
We can use the
in the
invisibility
settings,
cloak, but it's still getting difficult to
you can
maintain
play with
a
the
proper
controller,
guard.
but
You
then
know
if
the
you
importance
move
Voldemort
your
places
mouse
We must
or
find a way.
press the
Voldemort's
keyboard
after some
button,
sort of
the
weapon.
settings
Maybe
will
something that can kill lots of people.
change to keyboard
Meeting's
and
finished.
mouse, I believe.
Quick, get to bed before Mum catches us.
But then if you use your controller, it doesn't change automatically, so you have to go in menu to change the settings back to the controller if you want to use that.
Almost there.
I guess it would be useful
there,
in
Harry.
certain cases, but then when you want to change back to controller, it's kind of tricky because you have to navigate through the menu.
All those in favor of conviction?
We also wish to welcome our new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Professor Dolores Umbridge, who,
Thank you, Headmaster. The Minister for Magic has always considered education to be of vital importance. Although progress for progress' sake must be discouraged.
So we had a rough start due to Judy being not helpful, but it's a very small part and there are a lot of places that you can either gain or lose time.
thank you, Professor Umbridge, and to you,
Yeah, I dropped a
all
few
newcomers.
frames, but so
Welcome
far
to
my
Hogwarts.
internet is, or my connection is stable now. The reason the game is choppy, if you're generally talking, because the thing is it's also choppy. The game is choppy, and if I'm dropping frames, it's even more choppy. But this is basically the best the game can offer, because it's not a very good port. So now we're going to be introduced to the Marauders map, which we will use only
I
twice
solemnly
during the
swear
run.
that I am up to no good.
However, the nature of this game is open world, and you most of the time have a lot of tasks happening at the same time, and you get to choose which task you want to work on.
People only started supporting the Tornadoes when they won the league.
So the map can basically help you just navigate, and it will show you these footsteps that you will follow. Using the map, unless the game... so there are certain parts of the game where your character cannot move unless you press the map and, you know, go through the map tutorial. So those are the only parts you'll see in the map. But most of the time you'll be seeing footprints that we will not be really following, because we have our own route, which is faster. Shoutouts to Rasla for routing the game and other players throughout the years, since this game has been speedrun. Because the game doesn't have a lot of glitches or tricks. It's all about movement, being good in duels, and that's pretty much it.
Well, I found something.
That's what a discovery
Duels
is.
can really make it or break it because they are unpredictable.
Should look for them.
With our luck, we'll find another
There are
chamber of
certain
secrets.
techniques,
Oh,
but
this
they
time it'll be full
don't
of
work
spiders.
consistently.
Not spiders.
So you can lose a lot of time. Another thing you can lose time to is
Things that
stairs
most
RNG,
people never see.
where as you saw earlier, the stairs are moving, and so if they move
I found it when
towards a
I was
floor that we
hiding
don't
in the
want,
pipes.
we will lose time.
Every time someone makes a
Upwards
discovery,
of 15
special
to 30
things
seconds.
appear in the room. Special secret things.
Great! Where is this room of rewards?
Oh yes, just ask Mercer.
So the
Mercer
game
will
is now
tell you
introducing
everything.
the experience
It's
system.
a secret. You just have to discover it
The
for
way
yourself.
that 100% works is you basically have to clean Hogwarts and complete stuff around. So every time you use your magic to discover something, you get discovery points. And the more discovery points you have, the more you complete levels. And so you have from level 1 to level 13, and the higher the levels... Okay, so this is an instance of stairs RNG being not supportive, so I had to wait here for these stairs. And that loses about 10 seconds, roughly. Yeah, so as I was saying, the level system here is the more you gain levels through discovery points, your spells become more powerful, you gain more health in duels, and that's pretty much about it. It's generally useful if you're playing casually. However, we don't really have time for it, because every time you go through a level, Myrtle will spawn and it will stop you. So for example, we try not to hit the birds here to not get discovery points. Because if we do, Myrtle will spawn and she will talk to us, and that is slow.
Hey! You think we're scared?
I'll tell my father. Hi.
So yeah, it looks like here the movement is easy, but it's mostly my muscle memory. I'm basically steering Harry towards the camera. The camera constantly changes to show you around the school. Kind of like a bragging system. This is where EA founded Bright Light, and they basically took hold of all the Harry Potter games from this game on forward.
Ordinary, wizarding, level, examinations. O, W, L. Study hard, and you will be rewarded. Fail to do so, and the consequences may be severe.
There's nothing in here about actually using defensive spells.
Using spells? I can't imagine why you would need to use defensive spells.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because Lord Voldemort's back.
That is a lie.
It's not a lie. I saw him. I fought him.
Detention, Mr. Potter. Tonight, my office. Now, everyone read Chapter 1, Basics for Beginners.
Well, that was fun.
Can't believe she won't let us practice spells in OWL's year.
That's what you're upset about. Not that a teacher is telling everyone I'm a liar.
We could talk to Fred and George. They've already done 5th year defense against the dark arts.
Those two? They only know flashy stuff, not real magic.
We've got nothing to lose though, have we? Come on, let's find them.
So we just got introduced to Donald J. Trump, Dolores J. Umbridge. She is a fun character that will be mostly trolling around. And now we're about to get introduced to Fred and George, and they will teach us the combat spells. So there are two types, or two ways you can cast spells. You can, because it has to do with the gestures. So you have, for every gesture, you have two spells.
Hiya.
Either a spell that has to do with a charm, so like Reparo, Wingardium Leviosa, or anything that you basically cast on an object, and you have combat spells using the same gestures.
Come see we're not called. What is it you want to
while holding
It's
a button,
Umbridge.
and
She
you
won't
cast
teach us
them
anything
at
practical
people
in
rather
defense
than
against the dark
objects.
arts.
We heard. So you want our help?
So now they're gonna teach
What
us
do you think, George?
two
I think
main
this sorry lot, we better start with the
combat
basics.
spells.
One's out, everyone.
So this is another
Now,
tutorial
the best
boss,
sort of opponent is a wandless opponent. Care to
where they
demonstrate, George?
basically
I'd be delighted, Fred. Watch closely now.
offer Fred as bait. He's gonna basically be taking all our hits.
Exemplary, George. I'd almost think you'd been awake in class. Now let's see you do it, Harry. Expelliarmus! So now try teaching those two. Great!
And this is a great introduction to
You get. Now,
how
Expelliarmus is all
combat
right,
will
but when
work.
it comes to wiping the smile off the face of
So
a Slytherin,
mostly what
there's
I'll
nothing
do
quite
is
as good
I'll
as
cast
Stupefy,
Stupefy
as Fred will
once,
demonstrate.
and then cast Expelliarmus twice.
Stupefy!
This is the fastest way of Okay, I believe we are back on. The game hopefully didn't crash, because the game is prone to crashing if you alt out. So if anyone can please type in the comment if we're on or not, and I'll start just to not waste any time. So we missed the tutorial at the first duel, but mostly what happened was what I was explaining earlier. And now we're going to start with the route that's basically outside what the game is telling us, because this is where the open world part. Again, apologies about the blackout, and hopefully I didn't waste too much time.
After a secret passageway?
Oh, I'd love to help you, but I'm too hungry.
Marathon saved, but Rip Recce.
Far too hungry.
I'm 15 minutes behind, so definitely no Recce.
Do you have a password I need to know then, so I can come past?
Oh, I'm too hungry. If you could ask Gifford Abbott, he's the portrait at the bottom of the grand staircase, to send some food along, and maybe I could help. Nothing much, just some chops and a leg of lamb, some chicken and beef, and maybe some
It's
cake.
basically RTA, so
Hungry.
I'll see
I
what
guess marathon luck, huh? Or HP5 luck, you know, since everybody likes to crap over the game. It's the game's fault, guys. So we start a quest for the portrait, and all we have to do is just talk to this portrait and quickly skip.
Keep it up, Master Potter.
And this will help us a lot later in the route.
Hi. You guard a secret passage, don't you?
My, an inquisitive mind.
Dialogue skipping can be a bit glitchy. If you skip fast enough, you move around and you bump into people, so Hermione just basically spawned out of nowhere because she has a dialogue there.
Indeed, I wish you to assist me in my quest for knowledge. You must locate a
best possible time on my timer right now is 2:25. I think I'm gonna be right on estimate, or maybe 5 minutes late.
Another day's education.
It depends on how well the run goes, but if the run goes fine, I think it'll be right on the estimate. So now we have to find Ravenclaw.
Hey.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey.
And then go back and talk to the portrait.
Rowena Ravenclaw came from the Glens.
Excellent. My faith in the House of Ravenclaw is maintained.
So probably one of
I would say your
the reasons
exertions
that anyone
warrant
would want to
an
get the
for
game
outstanding.
is the fact that it's kind of mostly loyal to
success.
the Harry Potter fans.
Success.
A healthy mind
Because
is
it
an
gives them a space
inquisitive
to
mind.
just kind of explore Hogwarts. Like, the Hogwarts here is kind of they worked really hard on it to make it accurate, and they worked with J.K. Rowling
The book we need is in here
to
somewhere. There it is!
get it
Up
the way
there.
the same
That's the book we
books
need.
describe
How are we
it.
supposed to get up there? I don't remember McGonagall teaching us how to turn into birds.
So this part we just basically follow the book around.
Anyone got a net?
On the PSP version of this game, this segment or level is very hard. Mostly because Wingardium Leviosa has to do with thresholding
Wingardium Leviosa.
the buttons in a certain way that I never really understood, and the game doesn't explain very well.
Watch out! It's moving again!
Mainly because there's only one joystick and it's very tiny on PSP.
Can you help me with my homework?
Fun fact, this music is actually
I wish I had my broom.
like what do they call it? Like the music that you get that doesn't have a license. Because this music was heard on a Norwegian ad, I believe, for chocolate. Okay, so now we got the book, we have to read it secretly in the girls' bathroom. So more Myrtle time.
Get lost, pipsqueak.
Let's go see Professor McGonagall. I think she's outside her room.
And now we will learn Incendio, which for some reason is necessary to get the marks or the tattoo that Harry had during the blackout. We had a cutscene about the tattoo that Umbridge gave to Harry. It was a cool tattoo, but apparently Harry doesn't like tattoos.
Incendio!
Blimey!
Incendio!
Great! Try lighting another one. Let.
Okay, and yeah.
Don't put the lights on. I've got a
The cutscenes are very funny, so I'm gonna try to not talk too much over them, and hopefully you'll enjoy them.
Oh, it's you, Harry. You said you'd visit me.
Hi, Myrtle.
Serious?
So Umbridge is causing trouble.
She's not letting us use magic.
That's because Fudge thinks Dumbledore is using Hogwarts to form a wizard army. Someone's coming. Sorry, you're on your own.
Blimey! Great. Voldemort's on the move, and Fudge is as good as helping him. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, the cutscenes are creative, but sadly this is all where the budget went. They went on the cutscenes and not on the game, Kappa.
We've got to be able to defend ourselves. And if Umbridge refuses to teach us how, then we need someone who will.
Who'd want to be taught by me? Facing this stuff in real life, it isn't like school. When you're a second away from being murdered, or watching a friend die right before your eyes.
You're right, Harry. That's why we need your help. Because if we're to have any chance of beating Voldemort...
Oh no, she said his name.
They all signed up. We need to find Neville.
Let's find Neville.
Alright, so like they said, I think we need to find Neville. However, we're gonna go to a different route. First to complete the portrait quest and get her password. And then we will head to Neville, so... Stairs RNG basically play a big role here. There's not really much you can do about it.
I've spoken to him. He said he will organize some food.
Oh, you are a lifesaver.
Yeah, so they really did
Next time,
get that
just
grumpy, emo, passive-aggressive mood of Harry from the books onto the game. And I would argue it's even worse in the game because it's just hilariously bad.
Studious success.
You may pass, Mr. Potter. Hello.
Good day.
All right.
Hello!
So for movement, you'll see me mostly, other than, I guess, oh, wrong place. We need to go here, because this is Neville. You'll mostly see me cutting corners.
Oh no, Professor Sprout's going to kill me.
Also, here's a fun part that a lot of people don't know. We can do the incendios earlier because they're actually more supportive when you do it here. So we do the first 3 here, and then we have more space to run and do them, I guess, faster.
We haven't done it.
Come on!
Because you don't have to keep moving forward for each plant. You just do them from one place and you change the where you aim your wand. It's slightly faster, but if you do it right, I did meh.
Come on, Harry.
I guess a bit half-assed. I don't know if I can say that. But yeah,
Follow me.
there's really not much to it here. But after this part, this is where routing becomes really heavy. Yeah, so this is why controller is more consistent. Mouse is definitely a no, but on keyboard it's faster because you only have the up and down arrow. Whereas both analog and mouse have to do with gesturing.
Tell them where the room is. Then we can start to practice.
Yeah, the animations aren't really the best in the game.
I put the list of DA members on the notice board. We can see who's left to find.
Especially because you're like, even if you move them out of gesture, it looks very wonky, I guess.
I've been trying to learn Protego, but I can't seem to get it right. Could you teach it to us?
Yes, of course I will, Neville. Hermione, have you got the spell book?
So now we will learn how to do Know You in
you need to point your wand,
in the Harry Potter
then
universe.
move it like this.
And this will be extremely useful later in duels and mostly in final duel.
Let me show you. Just do as I do. Protego!
Wait, just once more, then I'm sure I'll remember it.
So I'm gonna try to move in this cutscene and just save a little bit of time.
Let's look at the DA list and decide who to find next.
It doesn't do that much. Okay, so now if you're not really doing anything, nearly headless Nick will spawn and tell you Ginny is looking for you, someone is looking for you, and he will tell you where their places are. Or you can open the map and find where each student is, and this is basically to recruit them to the Dumbledore's army. Here, if I keep holding right in the direction where I want to go, these stairs will change midway and go towards me. I noticed that not a lot of people know this trick, because while there is stairs RNG, you can kind of manipulate it, but it's still RNG. So now we're gonna talk to the first member of the DA. We have 28 in total, including Harry, Hermione, and Ron. So that makes them 25, in which we have to recruit them. Some of them have quests in which you have to go all around Hogwarts. Some of them are just pieces of dialogue.
No, I've got too much
Some
work
of them
to do,
are
and my
combination.
schoolwork must come first. I thought you would have understood that.
Of course.
This game has a lot of mini games.
Then you'll come to the meeting.
There are the owl exams
to get a copy of the Monster Book of
for
Monsters
each professor.
Okay, fine.
You have
We'll
chess,
get that for you. Let's find the
gobstones,
Monster Book of
and
Monsters.
wizarding snaps. And all these quote-unquote mini games are required for
The Monster Book of
100%.
Monsters should be around here.
They're mostly what make the game really long. Other than that, the discovery points are required, and they're basically everything that you can discover around Hogwarts.
Keeps this up, he'll be going to the hospital wing.
So I just lost around 4 seconds because of stairs RNG. Right now we're going to... so Zach still needs something from the hospital wing, and after that it's just dialogue with him. Dean will require us to talk to gargoyles, and there are 5, I believe, all around Hogwarts, and we will...
Is that Professor
They're all
Bin's
spread
homework for history
throughout
and
the
magic?
route,
Yeah.
and
Got
Dean
to
will be
five
one of the
talking
last
gargoyles.
people
I've
to
looked in
recruit.
Hogwarts history.
But we
It doesn't
talked
say
to him
where
to
they
start
are.
the quest.
I can't even remember Bin's talking about gargoyles. Is that boring? Can I borrow your notes, Hermione?
No!
Terrific.
Can you let me know when you find them?
There is a bit of magic
cool.
in
Yeah, okay.
HP6.
We'll need to keep our eyes and ears open. There are gargoyles all over Hogwarts, but only some of them can talk.
It's arguably less than HP5
there's a
because
talking gargoyle
HP6
somewhere
has
near here.
more potions.
Are you thanks. That's one gargoyle found.
Oh, that's a gold. I forgot to turn off my split, so I'm gonna just like not split from now on because I have gold splits. But hey, gold splits, we're saving time. Am I right? Alright, so we're gonna talk to the twins now.
Bye, Harry.
Hi.
Yeah, that's a really good way of
No,
putting
I
it.
wouldn't
It
have
is
done
a
that. Hey,
it is a
Harry.
favor
Hi.
simulation
Padma,
because it's
Vati.
Can you make it to a DA meeting later?
it's all just
We're supposed
quests.
to be meeting Professor Trelawney.
She's going to interpret a dream I had.
Well, can you come after that?
I don't know. Meet us at divination and we can tell you then. Bye.
Bye.
Isn't that Michael Corner?
Hi, is it true there's a DA meeting later? I heard you'd found somewhere for the DA to meet.
What? This is supposed to be secret.
It's all right. I heard it from
So
Ernie,
this
who
is
heard it
an
from
instance
We'll
where
see you there. Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
we
I don't know
have
if Terry or Anthony knows. You'd better tell them. I'll tell Ginny if I see her.
we have a few Easter eggs to the books. So this is where I think Michael Corner was dating Ginny. So he's like, I'll tell Ginny when I see her, and Ron is like, why does he need to tell Ginny? Because he didn't know that they were dating. I stopped splitting Ron. I'm trying to be respectful of the rules, so it doesn't make sense to split on a bed run. I'll have better runs for sure. Though I have to say I'll probably need to split just
How are
to
you,
follow
Harry?
the route. So now we have Hannah, which we saw a little bit of in
Hi, Hannah. What are you
Harry
doing?
Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
I need
That
to
is the
think.
movie.
To remember. Oh, I'm never going to finish my revision.
Well,
And I
we can help
think
you with
Hannah
one
ends
subject.
up with
We're having
Neville,
our first
if
defense
I'm not
against
wrong.
the Dark Arts meeting.
Meeting? At Umbridge's band clubs. She'll see us going there. I'll fail my OWLs. I'll be expelled. We'll all be expelled.
It's all right. We're going to use a secret passage to get people to the
She
meeting.
is
Really?
a
Where is
classic
it?
case
We'll,
of a wordy Hufflepuff.
tell you
Kappa
later.
Kappa.
Come on, Harry.
Max
Well,
percent.
now we'll have to find a secret passage to the 7th floor, or Hannah
So
won't
any
come.
percent of
There
this
has to be
game is
one
basically
somewhere
just
on the grand
completing the game,
staircase. Let's look. Excuse
or completing the story. So Hannah needs us to just talk to the portrait. We'll take the password and we'll let her know about it. But yeah, so this game has an any percent category. You just need to complete the story. You don't get to the credits. The game doesn't have credits as far as I'm concerned. Because the game just ends up on open world and basically you can do whatever you want.
Hello?
Hermione?
There's not much.
Angelina.
It's just
Some Slytherins have smashed up the trophy room and they've gone for Filch. I'm locked in.
it's just
We better
playing
get her
mini
out.
games.
If Filch catches her,
you can
Umbridge will ban Gryffindor from playing Quidditch forever.
And that
you
would
can
be the end of the world, wouldn't
entice
it?
duels with
Come on,
students.
let's find a way to get Angelina out.
If you lose the duel, you
Wingardium
end up in the
Leviosa.
hospital wing. If you win, the students will just run away and you would have embarrassed them.
Hey, and
Okay, so this part kinda sucks because the camera just goes really crazy, and I kind of struggle with this part because you also need to aim.
That's it. Keep casting.
Hello? Hello.
Filch will go mad if he sees this mess.
Yeah. This part can be done faster.
That's it, Harry.
But I really don't know how. Like, I'm not very consistent at this part, and there's like this part doesn't have much to it. It just has to do with the weird camera.
Reparo. If only they hadn't taken my wand. Right.
I didn't even talk to her. Oh, hello. Yeah, she just broke it. I have no idea why. It's in the right place. This is gold, right?
Hurry up! You know Umbridge is looking for an excuse to ban the Gryffindor team.
Do I have it wrong? It's not wrong. Why did she break it? Thanks a lot, Hermione. Very helpful.
She's in here.
Got you.
Yeah, so this happened with me earlier as well in practice, where
But I'm keeping my eye
there's
on
a quest where if you put the cog in the wrong place, Dean will constantly remind you that you have it in the wrong place, and you can't move any cog until you move that cog. So this is another instance where for some reason she broke it, and I don't know why. It was in the right place. This game is, I guess, weird. This is an interesting duel.
There's Susan.
It's a bit
we should tell her about the room of
but
requirements.
I guess since we didn't show any duels,
You think you're special?
you'll get to see how duels work.
My father reckons your aunt's a troublemaker. Someone will teach her a lesson.
Please go away.
Oh, come.
Let me.
Ron, Protego, Stupefy.
So yeah, I'll cast Stupefy. Yeah, so whenever he's knocked out like this, casting Expelliarmus will knock him out completely. This type of knocking out isn't really good, but I kind of risked it. We need to just have this kind of I guess you could say a workflow of Expelliarmus to knock out, and then or Expelliarmus to just kind of weaken, and then Expelliarmus to knock out. Because Expelliarmus can send them flying, and then you have to wait for them to get up, damage them, and then Expelliarmus, which takes longer. Steam frozen. It's good on my end. Okay, so now we have Colin. We talked to one of the gargoyles, so we still have 3. Now we have to talk to Colin.
What are you doing?
There is a trick here where you can trigger the cutscene while the dialogue is happening.
Don't worry,
I
Harry
had
will
it
get it back
once or
for you.
twice,
You will?
and I'm not really sure. It has to do with running behind Colin and then starting the dialogue from there. And for some reason, the game will start the cutscene, this cutscene, that shows you where the camera is while the dialogue is happening. And it saves quite a bit of time, I would say. Whenever you can have these kind of multitasks in a game that's as inconsistent as HP5, you kind of almost always want to have them. No one's really sure how they happen. They may be random, they may have a specific way, but it's definitely hard to test. Another glitch that we found was so there are certain unskippable dialogue, mainly the portrait dialogue. The portrait dialogue is a dialogue that you cannot skip, except in one case if a character gets bumped into. So let's say Harry's talking to a portrait, and Harry gets bumped by Hermione or Ron. Harry will make a sound that will override the dialogue, and after that you can skip the dialogue. It's an instance where I had it, I think once and twice, both during runs, but it's very hard to to trigger. It's very rare, I would say, because it has to do with Ron and Hermione's movement, and they're both AI.
I'll stand down here to catch it.
It's very sad that this game has actual tricks that can save time, but they are inconsistent, or we don't know how to, I guess, do them again. So they will happen randomly. This is the first part where we get introduced to sliding or interacting or climbing or all of that. This is kind of part of climbing and interacting and all that stuff.
His brother's worse.
Yes, well, at least they both believe Harry.
Sliding is very slow, as you noticed. It's gonna be repetitive, like there are gonna be a lot of quests where you do it, and it's just kind of really annoying to control. And it's also slow. So now we're gonna go and talk to the gargoyle for D, and then head to the boathouse to talk to Fred and George.
Yeah, 3 down, 2 to go. Wonder where they are.
I hope Umbridge bans Gryffindor. Everything else too. It's about time.
Are you still keeping your eyes open for gargoyles? Don't forget, we need to find talking gargoyles for Professor Finn's homework.
So a huge chunk of this game is unskippable cutscenes and running around Hogwarts.
We'll need to keep
That's
our
mostly
eyes
what
and
takes
ears open.
the longest
There are
time
gargoyles
of
all
this
over
game.
Hogwarts, but only some of them can talk.
It's hard to say how much content there is in this game, because the first speed run for 100% was around 7 hours, and we were able to slowly trim it down to
We've been looking for you two.
to
We
6,
found somewhere for the
5,
teacher to
and then
practice.
4 hours,
hope you're
30
not
minutes.
breaking school
And
rules.
currently,
Dream of it, would we, Fred? Not with so many prefects
it's theorized that
We're
the
merely
100%
storing items where they
category
won't disturb
is
oversensitive individuals.
like its limit is
Umbridge
at
and
around
Filch. Will you give us a
420.
hand? We need someone to go up
No
inside the
pun
boathouse.
intended.
We'll lift the boxes up to you. Then if you can pop them in the boat, it will be much appreciated.
So this is kind of to judge how much content is within the game. I think casually it's a fun game if you haven't tried it and you enjoy a Harry Potter universe. It's not a great game, gameplay-wise. It tries a few things,
And it's Harry Potter.
but it gets repetitive.
You need to lift the cover off each boat. Pop the boxes inside and cover them up. Then put the cover back and it's mission accomplished. Brilliant! Yeah! Okay, Harry, we'll pass the boxes up. Just put them in the boat.
Cool. Okay. This is going to be so good. Done it!
Currently the world record for this game
That's
is
the
2
way.
hours 15 minutes. I got I got 2 hours 18 minutes, I believe, in practice, and this run will probably be around 2:35.
No problem.
So far, this is my best possible
We
time.
knew
It's
you
telling
wouldn't
me.
let us down.
Wingardium Leviosa.
So I'm
Done
gonna be running out of estimate, but I kind of started early, and I had a mishap.
Tarpaulin. Brilliant! Come on down.
Hello, Harry. Please climb down. There we go.
I think.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very much fan service in a lot of ways.
Glad you think so.
I mean, as a child, like, I have a lot of good memories with this game. So maybe I'm talking more of a nostalgic perspective than factual or, you know, objective perspective. It's very much subjective. Yeah, like I was supposed to start on 12:25 my time, and I started, I think, 10 or 5 minutes early. So I guess I have 5 minutes to work with.
Is Potter always that mad? I
So now we're gonna wrap up most of the quests that we already started. We're going to head to the hospital wing on the first floor. Again, this game has just a lot of moving around. We're gonna complete Ernie, and then we're gonna start Ginny, and most of the other quests are just either dialogue or something you do on the spot. I believe this was... no, that was third floor. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty. Okay.
Poor old Potter must be so upset.
I'm not sure, you know, compared to the other HP games, like, in other HP games you go really crazy. Here it's mostly route. I would have to say, like, the route is actually kind of somewhat very well done. And got optimized over the years, especially with the save work coming up later through the run. There's only one save work that we do that actually saves time. I think it saves around 30 seconds. But you know, compared to other HP games where you have a lot of glitches, this is basically glitchless.
Let's get back to the library and give it to Zacharias.
And what else? It's the same for HP6, I would say.
Isn't that Anthony?
At least now.
Let's tell him.
So yeah, this is just another instance of where we talk to him and he's already approved.
There's Terry. We should tell him about the meeting.
I hope they arrest Dumbledore soon.
Hello.
Great. Did we big?
I probably enjoy 100% more than any percent. Just because 100% has a few more challenges. It's about double the time, but I still consider it a lot of fun. So one thing we're gonna try to avoid here is to interact with the birds, because they give us discovery points, and like I was saying, discovery points on Myrtle. And now we will talk to Ernie, and Harry will be very sassy.
There's Ernie. We haven't told him about the DA meeting yet.
I really wish it was just collect 28 DA members, because after that we still have to complete the story.
For the DA to practice.
Sorry, I can't come just now. I'm trying to get Snape's homework done. Have you completed yours yet?
Which one?
We have to procure the ingredients for tomorrow's lesson.
Oh, honestly, Harry, haven't you found them yet?
And when am I supposed to do that? I've got all my other homework, Umbridge's attentions, and I'm teaching you defense against the dark arts.
No need to be so irritable. Listen, you find 5 moly plants and a mandrake root, and I'll find the other potion ingredients for you.
Where am I supposed to find those things?
Well, Professor Sprout has mandrakes in the herbology greenhouse, and moly plants grow in the castle grounds.
so we just have to look for those.
Does she know everything?
Like, for example, in HP6, there's not really that much of a route memorization. Because if you're ever confused about what you need to do, you just need to talk to Nick. And I don't think we go outside the intended route in HP6. Whereas in HP5 it's more of an open world game and you have all these quests lying around throughout the map. And you can collect them in any order you want. So I would say HP6 is a really fun entry speedrun.
What's love good staring at?
But HP5 you have to memorize a lot. Yeah, so during practice I forgot Mandrake. Thank you for reminding me, Ramon. I'm gonna call cheating.
Hi, Ron. Have you
But
come
that's
to see
okay.
the Thestrals?
What's a thestral?
Up there.
Luna, we found somewhere for our Defense Against the Dark Arts group to meet.
I can't come until the foal has been fed. It's really shy, though. Don't think it'll come down until the big ones do.
Okay, let's feed them.
We'll have to get the food to the highest point in the clearing.
So this part is actually cut really hard on the keyboard. Because on keyboard it's hard to aim with your wand. It's easy to cast spells, but it's kind of hard to aim, as I realized, because a lot of runners face a lot of difficulties with this part, whereas for me it's actually easy because aiming is really fast and kind of I wouldn't say it works, like I have problems with aiming on controller, but I almost get it all the time with controller. Whereas I know a lot of runners who lost a huge chunk of time because the food kept rolling down
She's
the hill.
balmy. Do we really need her help?
I would say both HP6 and HP5 are meme games. HP6 is more kind of self-actualized, I guess.
I'm sure Professor Sprout said there were moly plants around here. Great, now we only need 3 more plants.
In which the movement is easier. You know, the camera doesn't really go around, you know, go crazy like HP5. The movement is
You're going to
slightly
get those
easier.
moly things, Harry?
Brilliant, Harry. We only need 2 more.
It's just that HP6 has a lot of footage, a lot of
We
potions
can count to 5.
that you are required
This
to
would be
do.
a good place to look. That's 4 plants. We still need 1 more, though.
You're going to get those moly things, Harry?
Oh,
That's all those moly plant things. But we've still got to get that mandrake root. Snake never gives us easy homework, does he?
We'll have to go to the herbology greenhouses.
Okay, so now we're going to go to a bit of fan service. I don't know if this was in the books. I really hope it wasn't. But this, like, they use the owlery as somewhat of a significant location because of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, where he tries to ask her for prom. But here's like where we find Cho. It's like the romantic place.
Hi, Harry.
It's very cheesy romance, but you know, they try. The music's kind of
Ron,
nice,
I
I'd have to give it for them.
Oh, hi, Harry.
How are you?
Fine. Has Gryffindor got a new keeper yet?
Yeah, it's my friend, Ron Weasley.
The tornadoes hater.
Yeah. You sending a package?
Yes, a present for my mum's birthday. But I forgot to put the address on it, and now the owl's flown up there and won't come down.
I'll get it for you.
Oh, I don't know the song though,
Very funny.
so I don't think I can do it. I remember finding the clip once and watching it, but I'm not totally aware of it.
Oh!
I think that owl's allergic to me.
Thanks for helping me, Harry. I really appreciate this. Take your time.
So yeah, more sliding through the DMs. Kappa. It's really not fun. All I'm doing is tapping X because tapping is faster than actually moving.
Come here.
When it comes to sliding.
Almost.
However, if you're sliding down the DMs or poles, you need to hold X or A if you're on an Xbox controller.
Reparo.
You're pretty good at charms, Harry.
And by holding X
Thanks for
or A,
helping.
you slide faster. So now we're just pushing left to slide. Wait, so it was on Potterthon 3
We
if
didn't
you
learn
want
about
to
this in
find
Care
it.
of Magical Creatures.
Okay, so now we're gonna witness a really wonky camera, but I'll still be able to do the charm regardless of it. Ah, yes, that is a beautiful camera. Nope, Harry. So this is a short pole. I can't really show the sliding down, but I think I already did it in Colin's Quest.
Good job Hagrid's not watching.
Yeah, the music's alright. But sadly, it just came to an end. So now we're gonna do some dialogue skipping.
I mean, great. Yeah.
Ron is just looking wherever, and skipping dialogue is really funny. Shoutouts to Cinna, he's actually really fast at mashing A and skipping dialogue. Like, I noticed he skips dialogue faster than I do, and I'm not sure if it's his game or if he's actually like really good at mashing. But yeah, I guess if you play a lot of South Park maybe, because like South Park has a lot of mashing A, or if you're just good at mashing, then you get to be fast in this game. Also, we're gonna witness another instance of the camera being really bad, and you know what the hell is going on here? Yep, movement is actually, like, controlling Harry is really hard here. You have to constantly move the analog stick with the camera. Thankfully I got it. Okay, so now we're gonna go and wrap up
Chops and
the
gravy.
quests that we have.
Yummy.
So we're gonna go and talk to Zacharias first.
This place could do with a clean.
We just mostly let's skip the dialogue. So I go around the floors here because it's faster than waiting for the stairs. In certain instances, it has to do with the stair structure.
You may pass, Mr. Potter.
I'm not sure if it's allowed, Isaac. I used to have it like I had a controller with turbo, and it worked great, but I think it's a hardware advantage and it's not really allowed. So yeah, we're done with Zacharias. Now we're gonna go and do the gargoyle, the last gargoyle. Yeah, they recycle a lot of music from HP1 and HP2 and I believe HP3. And it's actually really fun. Definitely this game has the best soundtrack out of all the games in my opinion. Just because it combines really good pieces from the previous games and it adds, like, it has licensed stuff. So I'm gonna try and not talk too much over them and just have you guys enjoy it. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I guess there isn't much for this game.
right.
Okay, Harry. I'm missing 3 cards. That's all. You got them.
We should find Mandrake Root in here.
So now we're gonna get the Magic Root for
The
Ernie.
Mandrake Root there.
You'll need those things, mate. Remember what happened to Neville in the second year?
We can take these off now.
What?
I said.
What?
We can take these off now.
Yeah, Happy Hogwarts has a good variation in
so we can get them
HP1,
ready for potions.
where it's like it's slightly lower pitched and it has a few jingles in them. It happened in one of the instances. I tried to look for it and I don't think it's on the internet, but you can find it amongst the HP1 files, I believe. But now we're gonna talk to Dean and wrap it up for him. And then we're gonna what do you do after Dean? Oh yeah, we'll go and talk to Ernie and we're going to do the first save work and the only save work
Smiling?
of the game.
Good day.
Hey. Studious success.
A healthy mind is an inquisitive
So
mind.
if you actually remove the time that got wasted on the blackouts, this has been a really good run so far. Like, there aren't major time losses, so it was off to a good start, sadly.
Chops and gravy.
I have to say, in the past 2 years since Potterthon 3, I think like Potterthon 3 was the last year, but you know, through the past 1 or 2 years, I've kind of worked on optimizing the route and the speedrun of the game, and it's kind of approaching its limits. So if speedrunning is basically about discovering the limit of the game, I would say HP5 is pretty much close to reaching its limits. Even though speedrunning or speedrunners always kind of surprise you with glitches or tricks they find that they keep pushing the limit, so maybe this will happen to HP5 or maybe we'll stay with this kind of limit of it. Okay, so we're gonna talk to Ernie now. And once the game tells us that he's been recruited, we're gonna save. Head to the main menu. And quickly look, not new adventure. Quickly load the game file that we saved. And now we will spawn in the room of requirements. And by doing so, we would have saved time instead of, you know, going all the way through the grounds and then upstairs to get to the room of requirements. It saves around 30 seconds, so it's definitely a trick that you want to go for. Okay, so now we go to the divination tower to get the twins, then Ginny, and that's all the PA members that we have to find. Which sort of marks the first half of the game. And from then you just kind of follow the story.
Umbridge has confiscated some of Fred and
So
George's
now we're
things.
going to
things, they're
go
bottles of love
through
potion.
the, or
Fred and
let me
George
talk
do with
and
love potion.
I'll just kind
It's
of
not
let
love
the game
potion,
happen
you
here.
troll. It's doxy venom for the skiving snack boxes. We've got to get those bottles back, or Fred and George will be expelled. They're in Umbridge's storeroom. Harry, can you use your invisibility cloak to get the bottles back?
I'll fetch it from the boys' dormitory.
Hey! You down there!
I love this thing.
Now, remember, we need to be quiet.
So, this game,
Ron.
as an open world game, you get to put on the
We shouldn't try
invisibility
to cast
cloak
spells while we're
at
under here.
almost any
There's not
point
enough room.
of the
Someone
game.
will see us.
There's not much to it other than the fact that you're invisible. If you bump into students, they will be like hello. You can't get caught, and it's only useful in 2 quests. One of them is this, Ginny's quest, where we sneak into Umbridge's office. Yeah, so I just bumped into her. It's kind of slow, so we try not to bump into anyone. The other quest is overhearing a portrait's password. And in Hundo, we actually do both these quests at the same time because it's faster that way. And you don't have to put on the invisibility cloak and then go all the way back to the Gryffindor's common room, remove it, and then continue on. So it's faster to do the both the quests at the same time. Other than that, the music's kind of really funny. So not much to this quest, other than just, you know, sliding around. It looks very weird.
I hope she doesn't make us clean any more
And
vases.
it's definitely
I know,
easier
I see
than
one more vase,
invisibility
I'll be
cloak
sick.
segment with Filch in HP1. As a kid, I used to think this was the cooler thing,
Have to find a way to
that you can
distract
just
them.
put the invisibility cloak at any point.
Umbridge will go mental. Quick!
So again, nostalgia.
Watch out! Oh no!
Yeah, so I bump into the student, but he doesn't do
What is
anything.
that?
Yeah, I need him to move back.
Who's
Oh.
that?
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, just keep bumping into them until we get squished in, and they never, you know, you never get caught.
Look at all this stuff. It's a wonder there are still things left to confiscate.
How are we going to find the bottles in all this?
Yeah, grinding
Yeah,
this game for no
Dr. Venom.
particular reason is called
That's what I
Hundo.
was going to do.
Ramon.
Let's get out of here.
I'm ignoring you, Pete.
Hello? I keep getting stuck on this part, and I'm not really sure why. So this is the segment done. Thankfully the game just warps us to the common room.
That was fun.
And we don't have to actually like walk all the way back. We just have to talk to Ginny. And the game should say 28 out of 28. Okay, so now we go to the room of requirements and we teach and also get taught how to do the spells.
Hey, Harry! Harry! Hi, Harry. I can't wait for this lesson. Are we
you
going to do
learn-
something exciting? I bet we are. Yeah.
You
Can we
learn
blow
the
something
rest
up?
of the
Or try and turn someone into a
combat
ferret?
spells
Or what's that spell where you make somebody
and
completely
one of the
freeze
charm
so they
spells,
can't move?
and after that we don't
Petrificus
have
totalis.
more spell learning. These are
Okay,
all the
this
spells.
is quite a simple spell, but it's very useful. To paralyze an opponent, you need to point your wand and tap it, as I'm doing. Petrificus totalis!
Yeah, so as you can see, this is the same gesture for reparo, but it's for combat. So
Wow, Harry, you're the greatest teacher ever. Thanks.
that's kind of how
Let's teach
they
the others.
Are you ready to teach us something?
reused
Hey,
gestures
when are you going to
and
teach us
had more
something
spells,
useful?
because this
How
game
about
has a lot
Harry
of
teaches
spells
how to keep your
in
big
which you can
gob
cast
That'd be
at the
useful.
same time.
It's okay, Ron. I know just the spell to teach Zacharias. I'm sure Zacharias won't mind if he helps you show the others the spell.
Yeah, so I'm done with the
Here
Dumbledore's
it
on.
is. Rictus Sempra. You need to target your spell and then gesture with your wand
There's still
like
more
this.
quests later, similar to DA, like I guess DA Part 2, or that's how I call it.
Right. Just stand there, Zacharias, and let me show everyone what to do. Rictus Sempra!
And it's just kind of the second half of the game.
Brilliant! Well done, everyone.
Hey, I haven't had a chance to practice it yet.
Oh, sorry, Zacharias. That's all the time we have to practice that spell. Maybe you can do it another time.
That was a great lesson, Harry.
Can we do something cool? Please, Harry.
I'll see what I can find.
Come on, Harry. You must know something good you can teach us.
I think I know just the spell. How about this one, Harry? Reducto. Didn't you use that during the Triwizard Tournament? It says you need to aim, then rotate your wand anti-clockwise and say Reducto. Reducto.
Reducto! Just watch me.
Thank.
Hi, Harry.
Did you know it, Ginny? Did you know?
Nope. Dr.
What are you going to
Cho.
teach us today? As it's the last lesson before Christmas, could you teach us something fun?
I think I know just the thing. Can you turn to Levicorpus, Hermione?
Right. It says here that you hold your wand up and move it like this. Levicorpus!
Okay, Joe, just watch what I do.
Levicorpus!
Keep going! Keep going!
I think Levicorp is like Levy, which is like levitate, and corpus as in body. Just another part of J.K. Rowling being genius, and this is some
You're a really good teacher,
rom-com
Harry.
for you.
Mistletoe.
Harry! Ron! It's your dad! Quick! We need to get to McGonagall! Harry, what's the matter? I can't explain now. We have to find Professor McGonagall.
So, finding Professor McGonagall is actually really hard. Oh, never mind, there she is.
Come on, Harry.
She didn't do shit. Now I need to go and find Professor Dumbledore. Not much that can happen here, just Hogwarts at night, all portraits are asleep, and there's RNG. So far there's RNG is kind of good.
Keep the noise down!
Phineas, I need you to go to your portrait at Grimmauld Place. Tell them Arthur Weasley has been gravely injured.
Professor, please! What's
Well, the
happening
way
to me?
the game works, Reducto is a charm and you can
Yes,
cast
Severus.
it at
I'm
objects.
afraid we daren't wait even until morning.
Potter, come with me.
Sir?
Now, Potter.
Folks will go to Molly. We've made sure that your father will be found by the right people.
Why am I here? What?
You are here to learn occlumency, the art of magical mind defense.
So
There
now
is a
we're gonna
connection
have
between the Dark Lord's
somewhat of a
mind
mini game
and your own.
that
must learn to
only
control
happened
this.
3 times
mean
with Snape and 1
can
time
read
with
my mind?
Voldemort,
Read it,
where you try
control
to
it, unhinge it.
defeat him
If he
using your
becomes aware
mind.
of the connection,
You
occlumency
just
will
basically
help you
move
shield
the
yourself.
wand in the opposite
I am
direction,
about to attempt to break into your mind.
and that's really it. That's not really, you know, groundbreaking gameplay. However, this part is actually prone to crashing, especially on Hundo. Both myself and Drasla had the game crash at exactly this point with Snape. And we both had it on Hundo. We're not sure why it happens. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't happen now. If it does happen, we don't lose much time. We just have to, you know, basically load the game again. And it's already saved. The game didn't crash, so we're good to go.
Adequate, Potter. For a first attempt, it was not as poor as it might have been.
Will I have to do many lessons, sir?
Evidence suggests that you are sharing the Dark Lord's thoughts and emotions. It is inadvisable that such a connection should be allowed to continue. Now clear your mind. Let go of all emotion.
So,
it's almost
this
time
part
for you
of
to
this,
return to Hogwarts.
of the game
Before you go,
has a
why don't
quest
you go and
with
have some
Jean,
fun with your friends? Let Arthur know when you want to leave.
that actually doesn't do anything to affect the game's progression. Like, it is not required for Hundo, it's just there. The thing is that because after you complete, like, if you complete the game and don't do the quest, you can't go back to Grimald's place. Oh my god, movement. Hello! There we go.
The note there.
So, you know, right now we can go and do the quest with Ginny. I'm not really sure what it is. I think you have to find an object for her. But again, it's not required for neither Any or Hundo. So we don't do it. So unless someone, like, I guess petitions a max % where we have to do it. And it doesn't really change much. Or I guess maybe NIL for it. But this is like one part of content that you can just, you know, go through the game and never do.
If my mistress only knew the
For both
vermin
Hundo or
infesting
Any
our
set.
house, it would break mistress's heart.
My mother didn't have a heart.
Yeah,
Go
shoutouts
away,
to Rasla
creature.
Whatever
for
master
actually caring
wishes.
about this game.
Nasty
When are you
brat.
gonna care again, Rasla?
So, time to go back to Hogwarts.
We need to
Seems
find
like
the
we're always
limit
saying
of this
goodbye.
game,
It
which
won't always be
you know,
this
it's probably already reached, but I think
good
there's more
person,
potential.
Harry, it's Hagrid. He's back.
Hagrid! Where have you been all this time?
Oh, well, that's a bit complicated.
Oh, congrats, Kat.
What's going on, Hagrid?
I can't leave without telling someone.
Yeah, your
about
run
it.
of HP6 was
I couldn't
actually
just
really
leave him.
decent.
See, he's my brother. Grow up.
You
Well,
shaved off 2
half
minutes
brother. Grow
off of
Meet your new friend,
a nearly
Hermione.
optimized run. But you still kind of went somewhere in the route where it could have been done faster. But I do think for HP6 the limit is
Hey, Harry,
around
hadn't you better get to Snape's
225,
office? You've got your next
24.
Occlumency lesson. Thanks for
At
reminding
best
me.
220. But nothing less than that unless a major glitch is found, or somewhat major. So now more running around Hogwarts.
Bye.
Well, the thing is that there are plenty of HP games. You know, the HP5 PSP game is still not, like, it doesn't have its own leaderboards, and that's just because, like, nobody really cared about that game, mostly because it's really bad.
Clean. Chops and gravy.
Mmm, yummy. Hello.
Yeah, it just rolls off my tongue really fast that way. Come on. Like, guess don't take it more than it actually is. So I normally don't go through here, I'm kind of improvising route, but I'm just kind of curious if this is considered faster or not. But I do think it's faster. Again, going around Hogwarts can really make or break your game. And I want to say this is faster, but
Get lost.
yeah, no, this isn't faster. I actually kind of fucked up. Oh well. This run is already shit.
Get lost, pipsqueak.
You're late, Potter. Inside.
Okay, so this is the second to last occlumency lesson with Snape. After that, we do this part one more time with Voldy. It's actually like the final boss. Like this is the final boss fight. You're actually kind of getting a taste of it. It is very much intense indeed. High quality gameplay.
What just happened then, Potter?
I've just realised. What's in the Department of Mysteries?
What?
I'd forgotten I'd seen it. When I've been there for the hearing.
Yeah, I'd argue
that
part is even weirder.
About it. What's there that he wants?
There are many things in the Department of Mysteries,
for some reason,
Potter,
Snape
few
isn't
of which
looking
you
at
would
Harry
understand,
and
and
just got
none
seen.
of which concern you. Do I make myself plain?
But
this lesson is over.
Yeah, like he's not even looking at him.
Hi, Harry. Everyone's waiting for you in the room of requirement.
Okay.
I think the DA is going really well. Everyone's making such good progress.
So I'm gonna try to improvise another part of the route here, which I think it's faster. Like the first improvised part wasn't really fast, I would say. But this one might just be, I haven't tested it, but I kind of think it's faster.
Hi.
I have guarded this passage faithfully for years, you know. Not one person has passed this way. Not one person knows the password.
Well, if no one knows the password, then no one can pass that way. So you're not really doing your job. But if you want to tell me the password...
Yes, well, I have to say that makes more bally sense than anything I've heard in a long time. But I can't tell you with this lot around. You'll have to get rid of everyone.
Why are there so many mudbloods at Hogwarts? They should have listened to Salazar Slytherin.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's happening with the internet.
It was alright.
I'll tell Professor Snape.
I guess maybe
There.
the time
Everyone's
is
gone.
meh.
Please, tell me the
This
password
just like at this
before they
part
come
of
back.
the time
Very well.
my Wi-Fi goes insane.
Volo Futurus Unus.
Volo what?
I want to be alone.
Volo Futurus Unus.
Pass for friend.
Okay, so now we go to the portrait down here instead of climbing all the way up, and it's kind of fast.
Password? Scurrilous scoundrel.
Harry?
Yeah, what? Expecto Patronum!
And now we get a very dramatic trap and weird drawn face.
Harry, what are you waiting for? Run!
You're for it now, Potter.
So it's kind of fast to actually lose this duel here. So I try to just go really close to them and hopefully they will damage me until I'm dead. They're kind of really bad, so... I think I had it once where I was actually like able to beat them and it was somewhat faster. But this is still kind of like, I guess, somewhat fast. But like sometimes they just absolutely destroy you and...
Excellent, Draco.
You know, you finish that part really
50
fast.
points to Slytherin. I'll take him from here.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm sorry.
Well, the game is up. Would you like a written confession?
Professor, no!
Be quiet, Harry. I instructed Harry to form this organization, and I alone am responsible for its activities. But I'm afraid I have no intention of going quietly.
Trying to play Quidditch. Professor Snape can see.
What? We
Keep it up, Master Potter.
I'm sorry about Cho. It wasn't Cho's fault. They used Veritaserum on her.
chops and gravy.
Mmm, yummy.
Yeah, I had a microphone turned off. I was saying that we are in a different state of Hogwarts, where right now you can't see gobstones and you can't play any of the mini games, including the owl exams.
Come on, let's go to Hagrid's.
So now we're gonna go through another kind of like an orgy duel, I guess you can call them. Like it's an orgy, gangbang, whatever. Like you're dueling a lot, and the technique that I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cast Protego, because you can get a lot of spells that are actually like they're friendly fire. So you know, if Hermione or Ron casts a spell and it hits you, you get damage. And a lot of times, you know, because they're behind you and they cast a spell, you know, aiming at someone else, you get the damage. So I constantly just hit Protego just so that I'm not knocked out and I don't lose time.
Potter took his... What?
Ron, no! Quick! We've got to help him!
So yeah, this part is gonna be a lot of no loot.
Protego! Stupefy!
Oh yeah, see, I got knocked out here, so I'm gonna lose a lot of time. Okay, that is a kind of a bad duel, because I cast Expelliarmus a lot at the wrong time. So that could have been finished a lot faster. So hopefully in the next duel, I'm gonna be able to showcase how a fast duel happens. Yeah, there's only one part of this game where you're flying on brooms, and you do so as Fred and George. It's gonna happen towards the end of this part of the game.
Hey, Harry!
So now we're gonna do Auri with Colin.
Hi, Colin. Are you alright? No.
Sadly,
I can't
we don't
cast
get
the
to
spell
kiss
through
Colin,
torches properly. I
like
wish
we
I
do
could.
with Cho.
Then I could show that stupid inquisitorial squad. You know they're reporting people to Umbridge when they haven't even done anything. Yeah, I know, Colin, but I want to fight them like you and Ron
But
and
it's
Hermione.
kind of a
Fred
long
and George
part,
said I could. They gave me
just
these
because
boxes of
sliding
Honeydukes
is
chocolates to post to the
always
inquisitorial
there's
squad.
this
Well, I
part
can't even
and
get into
another
the Owlery
sliding
to
part,
send
and
them.
we're
I'll
done with
help you.
sliding.
What? Really? Yeah, but why do Fred and George want to send chocolates to the inquisitorial squad? Because they're not really chocolates. They're some really, really loud howlers. As soon as the inquisitorial squad opens them, they'll get chased around by howlers shouting really rude things at them. Fred and George have brilliant plans. We just need to find a way inside.
Incendio! Planting these things.
We'll help, Harry.
Isn't it funny that owls are called owls, like owls? You could take your owl to your owl. How funny would that be? Can you imagine their faces when they get the howlers? That's it. Okay. Are you there? Okay, Colin. Wow, you made it. That was the best climbing I've seen ever. Thanks. Now pass me those boxes before Umbridge catches us. Okay. Wingardium Leviosa. It's on its... Whoa! Wait! Did you get it? Yeah! Thanks! Fred and George said you need to put the boxes into the empty owl holes.
Yeah, Colin is worse than I am because he talks just as much as I do.
I need another one! Brilliant! Wingardium Leviosa!
So there's not much to this part. You just Wingardium Leviosa things into the holes. It's fairly easy if the game decides to be cooperative. Like the game has to basically register the object within the area of the cross, and it will put it for you. Like see right now it didn't, and the box just falls.
That's it! Send me the last one! That's brilliant, Harry! Wingardium Leviosa!
Hello?
Wingardium Leviosa! I need another one! Okay! Wingardium Leviosa!
Well, that was slow. I don't know why Harry didn't aim there.
Done it! I'm coming out now! Nice one, Harry! This will show the inquisitorial squad. Wait!
Yeah, that
Harry
took kind of
Filch is
too
coming.
long
Quick,
to
get to the window on the top floor!
get the box
I can't get to the window! It's too high!
in the hole. So yeah, the more I discover
What are you doing after your owls? Are you staying
I discover magical creatures, I'm getting discovery points. And this means that Myrtle will
I don't want to talk
spawn
about
later.
exams. I'm hanging off a wall, Colin.
I just clipped through that ledge. That was nice. So it's kind of inevitable that you'll gain discovery points in this level, but you'll only like get through, I believe, level 1 or 2. which is somewhat helpful.
I can't believe Umbridge won't let you play Quidditch. I mean, the others are okay, but you're just the best player ever. Can you imagine falling from up there? How cool would that be? It'd be like being a bird until you hit the ground, which wouldn't be good. Yeah.
Okay, so coming up now is... I like to call this segment Sam Smith, because the music for some reason reminds me of Sam Smith's music. Not this music, but later. Oh, actually, before Sam Smith we have Luna. And if you thought that Colin was talking a lot, you're gonna hear Luna, Ron, and Harry all talking at the same time about the cross, even though we're actually like doing it fast and, you know, like the quest is completed, but they're still talking. It's actually really fun.
Hey, Harry! Over here! Hey!
Sorry, I had to skip there. So we put this on the cross before the game actually tells us, and this is what causes the game, but all the characters to talk at the same time.
What is it?
They said they've hidden portable swamps in the courtyards. They'd like us to set them off. There's one up there. We've just got to find a way to get it down and into the middle of the courtyard.
Come on, let's get that swamp.
Weasley is our king. He always lets the quaffle win.
So the swamps are another series of mini quests they have to do. So you have to do one for Luna, one for Ginny, and just one like basically in each courtyard.
Great! We can get to the roof now!
So
why are we climbing on the roof?
good tribute to Shrek, I guess.
There's a swamp on the roof?
One of Fred and George's portable ones.
Oh, right.
That was fun. You know, you're quite clever as well as brave, Harry.
What do we do now?
The roof's broken here. We'll need to fix it for me to get across.
Hello?
The swamp box must be in this turret.
Fred and George said to put their swamp in the middle of the courtyard to set it off. That means you need to climb down.
Yeah, they're constantly gonna be talking. If I had done this a bit
Fred
faster,
and George said to put their swamp
they
in
would
the
be
middle of
talking
the
like
courtyard
really
to set
awkwardly.
it off. That means you need to climb down.
I'm guessing the swamp box needs to go on that cross.
That's it! Drop it there! Now we have to stand well back from the box and cast Reducto or Incendio on it to set it off.
Let's put the box down on the cross.
Yeah, this part would have been funnier if I had done it faster.
You've got...
Wait,
Harry, I've got a plan. I've been thinking, if we mess up the clock in the clock tower, Umbridge won't be able to run her lessons on time. But how do we mess it up? It's massive. Simple. We move a few of the cogs around and the clock will go berserk. Come on, Harry. It's genius. Okay, let's do it.
I can't really help. Not with being a prefect. But if I was to stand in the courtyard and keep a lookout, I wouldn't actually be doing anything wrong, would I? Let me know when you've finished. Ron, you're a prefect too!
We need to get the clock running backwards first. We need
I
to move all
genuinely
the cogs
think
over there.
the part in which Harry takes Luna to
Wingardium Leviosa!
as his date for the Slughorn Club, like as some sort of fan service. Like Luna and Harry aren't actually a bad idea of a couple.
Great! There's got to be something else we can do to mess things up. Try looking upstairs.
Anything useful up there? There are some spare cogs. Great. Pass them down to me. This is so cool.
So we just basically throw all these cogs. Wherever we throw them, Dean will just kind of grab them.
This is so cool. Let's put the spare cogs of that bit over there.
Okay, that was pretty good. Could have been faster, but for the most part, it's pretty good. I was actually able to move out of the cutscene.
That'll make Umbridge think for a minute.
She might even have second thoughts about getting her hands on Hogwarts.
Come on, mate.
So it really sounds like they were doing puns here. Like, that'll make Umbridge think for a minute. She might have second thoughts. It's time for Umbridge to stop. And so, the same for my puns. I'm trying to get one of the benches here to just do it before the cutscene starts, because I don't want to really wait, but I pushed it too far.
We need your help.
Students are reminded that passing notes in class is prohibited.
These announcements are really annoying.
We think we know how we can sabotage them, but we need your help.
Okay.
Can you help us move that? Then you can climb up and pour babbling beverage into the loudspeaker.
I wish I could be.
Good idea, isn't it?
Great. Let's do it.
Here's the potion. We'll keep an eye out, Harry.
Ron, you keep a lookout over there. I'll go over there. Quick, pour the potion on it.
Oh, that was bad.
Quick, pour the potion on it.
Hello. I'm pressing X.
Alright.
Quick, pour the potion on it.
Alright, I got it first try. This is not even difficult.
Eat frogs.
It worked! We'll go and make some more babbling beverage so we can sabotage the other speakers.
Come and look for us by one of the other speakers later.
See ya, Harry! I can't believe I'm still showing the space around here.
I've got so much homework to do.
Okay, so now we have a few more speakers. I think we have a total of 5.
Isn't there one of those speaker things here?
Did you hear
Wingardium Leviosa!
We'll...
Quick! Children, remember you must be naughty! Very, very naughty!
Great! We'll meet you by the next speaker.
Don't take too long. Someone's bound to notice the speakers are breaking.
We've still got 4 speakers left to find. Studious success.
So the next speaker is going to be in the library. Or I guess near the library.
Hello.
Let's look for the other speakers.
Can you help us?
Wingardium Leviosa!
Here's the potion. Ron!
Oh, nice. That bench
Great.
needs to be kind of straight. Nope, not that straight.
Thanks for helping us, Harry. Great!
Dung bombs are strictly prohibited. Mr. Filch has a terrible smell.
Umbridge is finally making sense.
How many secret passages do you think there are in Hogwarts? I bet there are.
So now we're gonna do one of these swamps.
Hi, Harry.
Which we have to duel for it. And this duel, depending on how I play now, can be either ridiculously fast or way too
let's get
long.
to our next lesson.
Nice one, mate.
Let's put the swamp box in the middle of the courtyard.
You really don't want to do that.
Get lost.
You think you're so good? Take this, Potter!
Corpus!
Yeah, that was actually kind of fast. Hello? Where's Crab? There we go. Come on, Crab. Yeah, that was kind of bad. It's because I didn't kill Crab before I killed that girl. And I cast Levicorpus by accident. Hello? Hello?
Deposo! Wingardium Leviosa!
Uh-oh. My controller got disconnected, I think. Oh no. Okay, that was weird. I don't know what happened there. The bomb just decided to go on a trip. I thought my controller was just acting up, but it wasn't.
Reducto!
I guess marathon mark again. So yeah, now we have a swamp. We're gonna make one more swamp, actually two more, but one is Harry and the last one is just kind of really easy. Oh, it's that way.
Hi, Harry.
Hey, isn't there a speaker near here?
You want to look for secret passages later? Snape's watching you. I'll get into trouble if he sees you not doing your homework.
I can't do this apology homework. Can you help me?
Sorry, you'll have to ask someone else.
Anyone given a detention will be given extra butterbeer for free.
Great! We'll meet you by the next speaker.
Don't take too long. Someone's bound to notice the speakers are breaking. Have you noticed how stressed all the teachers are?
So now we're gonna use the portrait that are already unlocked, and normally I would unlock that portrait here.
Pass for friend.
It might be faster, might be slower, I'm not really sure at this point. It's all the same.
There's a speaker over there.
Can you help us?
Wingardium Leviosa!
Here, don't.
And the game just went quiet for some reason.
Students are reminded that damaging school speakers is not an offense.
They must have noticed the other ones we've sabotaged.
We'd better disable the last one quickly then.
Anyone who feels ill
Volo Futurus Unus.
Oh, well remembered.
I really want to go to Hogsmeade next time. Are you coming?
Hey,
So coming up is the last time we're gonna be basically climbing up walls where
there it is.
Blimey, Harry.
Harry's
They aren't
doing
making this easy, are they?
Fred and George couldn't put them where Filch or Malfoy.
I guess like the spider
How to get up
monkey
to the
shit.
first ledge.
If Umbridge catches...
Yeah. Reparo!
So yeah, a bit of a boring segment, but we have to do it. I guess if you can find a way to skip these climbing parts, you would actually be able to save a lot of time. But sadly, the physics and the game engine kind of make it almost impossible to do that. Unless you could like glitch and teleport. But so far nothing like that has happened or is known to happen.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Nice one.
Like for some reason I can cast Wingardium Leviosa inside the castle. So I know clipping is somewhat possible, but we don't know where it is. There has to be a bit more testing if there is anything. And there it is. This is the end of sliding. And from there it should be I guess just more moving around. No more climbing.
Incendio! Right.
Okay, so now we have the final speaker for
It's about time someone examined the teachers.
Isn't there one of those speaker things here?
for Padma and Prabhati. And now we need to go and talk to Smith.
I'm sure we can all be friends.
I don't think so.
That shut her up. Thanks, Harry.
Yeah, thanks. I might even forgive you for your behaviour at the Yule Ball last year.
Right. Thanks.
See you later, Harry.
See ya. Hey, what are you... Oh.
Okay, so this is that occupancy lesson with Snape.
You're late again, Potter. Have you been practicing?
Yes.
Well, we'll soon find out, won't we?
Yeah, it's like you said, Ramon, there's a lot of fan service. I do like the part where you like when you're going down the dungeons, you can hear like these creepy ghosts talking. Like I have to say, they like if you want to play this game for the mood, the general mood and feel of it, it's really good. It's kind of something that through the next HV games we don't really get to see. Like right now there's an HV RPG, a game that they're working on. I'm not sure how much they're putting focus on, you know, the feel of a Harry Potter universe and references and all that stuff.
Friend George,
because to me that's all what the
Harry?
series is about.
Yeah. Let's find Fred and George.
Even if you have a compelling game, you know, gameplay-wise, it's a real shame. It would be a real shame if you don't utilize all the content and references the series has to offer, from books to movies to anything related to the universe. So right now we're coming up to Fred and George. They're gonna do the final swamp, and then we're gonna do a segment with brooms. So stairs R&D is kind of bad.
Fred and George are waiting for us on the 5th floor corridor.
Hey, Fred, George, is anything the matter?
We've had a tip-off. Umbridge found out it's us who provided the little presents that have been left for her.
What are you gonna do?
I've always felt our futures lay outside the world of academic achievement. I've been thinking the same thing myself.
Everything is set. The swamp is in place.
Just keep your eyes open and your heads down and get to the entrance hall. You'll have the best view from there. Let's start the show with this swamp box. I think a little incendio or reducto will do it.
Yeah, so casting Incendio here causes the music not to happen. Like the swamp music isn't there. So enjoy this quietness.
You! Well, we
Does anyone know if the swamps were actually part of the book?
I do believe this is where we
Or if
leave
it's a game
Fred.
thing. Because if it was in the book and they reference it in the game, it's cool. And if it was a game thing, it's also kind of cool.
Shame it's our entire stock. It's worth it. Umbridge's face will be priceless. Oh, I hope she tries banishing them. Do you think she'll be upset when that makes them all sky like her?
Okay, so this part has a lot to do with the RNG because there are spells constantly casting at you, and you wanna and you want to cast or burn all the boxes with the Lee cycles. So there we go. I got all the boxes in 2 cycles, which is really good. Of course, you could have had like 2 cycles be faster, but generally this is like really good. Oops.
Incendio or Reducto, I will go out with a bang.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was not supposed to be 2 cycles. That was supposed to happen like right here. I don't know why it's not casting. There we go. Yeah, this part can be tricky, but I think I actually got the hang of it. I'm not sure what you mean hot. I'm not sure what you mean coffee by MC Asher.
You'll have to kill me.
But we get Voldy to look at the camera and give a really beautiful smile. Like, this is really worth an emote. See, he's so cute. He's actually like genuinely nice.
I'm fine, but Voldemort has Sirius. I saw it.
But what if Voldemort meant for you to see? To get to you?
What if he did? I'm supposed to just let Sirius die. The chimney in Umbridge's office. We can use the Flu network to get to Sirius. Come on.
Oh, that's okay. Hi Coffee. The run was very much average. I'm obviously like losing a lot of time. I lost around 15 to 17 minutes because my power went out and my Wi-Fi went out.
What isn't? I knew Dumbledore was planning something.
Yeah, you had to wake up early for the race with Nixo, so I totally understand.
Well, where is this weapon? There isn't one, is there? You know.
But when are you running HP5 Hundo?
But if it falls to
It's
me,
not as fun as Simpsons Hit and Run, but I think you like it.
will do what must be done. You have no business here. This is a ministry matter. Crucido! Crucio! Filthy half-breed!
Stop it! Stop!
Unhand me, you animal! Unhand me, you beasts! I am Senior Undersecretary to Lord Jane Umbridge! Let me go!
We have to get to Sirius. Come on.
Thank you, Grop.
So I'm gonna be,
But
I
Harry,
think,
how
6
exactly
minutes
are you planning to get all the way to London?
behind the
Let's just get
estimate.
back to the castle.
Yeah, so if you wanna like know how well this run is compared to
It's Malfoy.
my PB, you can just take off 15 minutes. I think around 15 minutes.
Look out! It's Potter! Leave him and his mudblood friend to me.
Okay, so this is kind of the final duel in which you know, you control the outcome of.
Stupefy!
I'm gonna try and cast clockwise here. Oh, hello! Come on, that was bullshit. Okay, let's get Malfoy. And let's get you. That was alright. That could have been better, but it was alright, I would say. Yeah, I definitely need to do more revision. Well said, Hermione. yeah, like on my timer, I'm 20 minutes behind my PB. I'm gonna give like around 5 minutes due to the run, this type of run not being very well. So I guess I lost around 16 minutes from the blackout.
Harry, what if he never was here? What if Voldemort tricked you into thinking you saw Sirius?
This has your name on it, Harry.
Alright. The longest book and a very long run
with the power
for this
to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches, and the Dark Lord will mark him as his equal, but he will have power the Dark Lord knows not. And either must die at the hand of the other, for neither can live while the other survives.
Run!
What are those things? Okay. So this part you sadly don't get to play. You just get to see the game play itself. It feels like they kind of intended you to play this part, but then they decided to remove it. Like I remember on the back of my PS2 cover, there were screenshots from the Ministry of Magic. I was like really excited to play this part, and then when I got to it, I realized that you can actually play it.
Chance against us. Give it to me! Get away from my
Yeah, I guess I never noticed it.
You've done beautifully, but we'll take it from here. You've proved you can take on children, Malfoy! Get a fight like a man! Ah!
Okay, so this part, whether you win or lose, you get the same outcome. So we're trying to cast a lot on on Bellatrix, because she casts Protego a lot. So we kind of get to help her by killing us. Killing them isn't really fast.
Why can't you just be nice to people?
Well said, Luna. But yeah, this part is really RNG. You want to have a quick death, but it's really not easy. Yeah, there we go. So hopefully they get to knock me out now before I get up. Come on, there we go. Just get knocked out. There we go. So he died. Nice ball. That could have been worse. I would say that was average. And we're officially running behind the estimate. But I think we have until the end of the hour to stay on schedule. But yeah, this is the final part of the game. There's a really cool, fun duel right now coming up between Dumbledore and Voldemort. And then a cool meme, which is the duel, not the duel, the fight between Voldemort and Harry.
Harry! It was foolish of you to
Also,
come
rest in
here,
peace,
Tom.
series.
The
Can we
Aurors are
get
on their way.
some
By which
F's,
time I shall be gone,
Bible
and
Thumb
you-
rips in the chat?
Death.
Respect to series.
Dumbledore! What happened to you, Dumbledore? You have your time is past.
So yeah, a huge chunk of this part is just casting a lot of Protego to kind of get the utmost damage on Voldemort. And that was actually really fast.
Don't you realize it's over? Your power is waning. I can feel your weakness.
So yeah, we just keep casting spells and they will basically get confined into this whole buff Voldemort. And then when they get rebounded, we cast Potego. Ah, I failed that. Oh, okay, there we go. We got some spells on him. But yeah, I'm supposed to time Potego, right? Like, I'll just do Potego now. And there we go. That was still fast. And we do pretty much the same here. We make sure we're Potego. And always stay protected. It's World 8th day, so Potego is a good spell to cast. Alright, that was a really good Voldemort fight.
I will kill you now, old man. Then again, if your own death means nothing to you.
Voldemort?
Alright.
Harry, stay where you are!
Prepare for the Harry perhaps face. This is just the weirdest face. Alright, so right now we're heading to time, so time is gonna be when the game tells me you have defeated Voldemort, because this is basically the final input of the game. So I'm just gonna like do this fight. It's very intense. No, I think if you lose to Voldy, you have to redo the duel grasp. So you have to actually win. And I found that the way to do it is just cast Protego and then cast a bunch of spells at it. Because I remember like actually losing a run because I lost to Voldy. You redo the duel. Yeah, I think, yeah, time.
You'll never know friendship, or loyalty, or
And that
love,
was
or real
Harry
happiness.
Potter and the Order of the
And I feel
Phoenix.
sorry
Any
for
percent?
you.
I'm not really sure what time I got. On my timer it's 2:36:07.
I saw him! It was Voldemort!
He's back.
I guess if you shave off around 15 minutes. This will be around 2:21. Yeah. So without kind of the misfortune that I
Neither
had,
can live while the other one survives.
the run was about.
It means one of us has got to
2:21.
kill the other in the end.
Yes.
I'm sorry about Sirius.
Dumbledore's
The
reaction is
papers
like
are reporting Voldemort's
very
return.
relatable,
Even
you know.
the
He just
prophets had
had
to
big
admit he's
reveal.
back.
He needs to die for
Right,
Voldemort
Harry.
to die. And Dumbledore's like,
I've
yep,
been thinking.
pretty much it.
Even though we've got a fight ahead, we've also got one thing Voldemort
So
doesn't.
yeah, after these
Something
series
worth
of
fighting
cutscenes, the game just kind of goes into free roam mode. You get to do the mini game, the owls, everything that you need to do for 100 progression. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So coming up is Ramon doing a great category for HP1 PC, which is all wizards card. Sadly I can't show you much anything here because I've already went behind time. So yeah, hope you enjoy and thank you for watching.
Bye.